Hey everybody, welcome to eTrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Kuat Transfer V2 here on our 2015 Nissan Pathfinder. Now this can be an excellent way of transporting your bikes to their trailhead or wherever you want to go. You're going to get a lot out of this guy, but I think you're really going to like this U-frame design in it. Now what makes this great for it is you can walk your bikes right up, even on that inset of that first bike, and plop it right here. Very, very easy to get it mounted and to take it off and get ourselves rising. Now the U-frame too is going to be great, as of course it is going to be looking pretty stylish here in the end. You are going to get a ratcheting arm system here to ratchet down on everything that you might need. Ain't going to be popping up unless we hit on this lever, so you know everything's going to be nice and secure. The cradles themselves aren't anything to write home about, but they are going to be pretty decent. You're getting that nice 18C standard groove in there, widening out to about 3 inches, so you can get pretty much most of those wheels you need. Now the strip itself isn't going to be the tallest, so not going to be great for those fat bike tires, unfortunately. However, going to do a great job of getting most of our standard and mountain bikes wherever we need to go. Now talking about capability with this guy, you are getting 40 pounds capacity per bike, but the reason is we are actually on the 1.25 inch version utilizing our 2-inch hitch converter. So one thing to keep in mind, if you are wanting that big 60-pound capacity, I might recommend taking a look, yes, at the Kuat Transfer V2, but with its standard 2-inch hitch shank, which is going to get you that 60-pound capacity. So on this version, 40 pounds, 2-inch version can get you up to 60. So that can be a great option, especially with this U-frame. I really like getting those heavy bikes on here because I can just walk it right in. Now, another thing with the platform itself, though, you are getting an integrated cable lock there. So that core is going to be standing there. Our cable comes around, goes through both of our bikes, and plugs in right there, making sure that our bikes stay to our carrier when we leave it unattended. Now, we don't have the most cargo room in the back of the Pathfinder here, though we still want to access it. To do so, I just simply want to get this arm out of my way, support my mast, push in on that lever with my foot, and allow my bike to fall down like so. Going to give us ample room here to hopefully open up the back of our cargo here. So you can see getting a little close on that handlebar. So if you have any extremely long handlebars, I might put those on the furthest bike from our vehicle. But as you can see now, I can here get this bike helmets, coolers, anything I might need from the back of our Pathfinder with no trouble at all. You are getting a pretty decent spread in here too. I can get both of my legs in here. Can be nice, of a nice place to change, get all your shoes changed or whatever, or just relax on your ride as well. So like that we get a little space in between there. To walk this up is even easier than bring it down. I just simply grab both of these, walk it up, and it is in position. So no pins and clips have to worry about. Very, very user-friendly for ourselves. Well, to get our bike off isn't going to take too much time. I just simply would have come to this back strip here, holding on to our rear tire, pressing in on that lever. Is going to go ahead and let me take this strip up. Nothing too crazy on the strips. And then we can go ahead and bring ourselves to our last position here. Now to do so, I just want to make sure that I am getting a good hold on my bike here, as we don't want this tilting into our vehicle or ourselves, causing any kind of damage. So by holding on the bike, using this ergonomic grip, pressing in on our lever and bringing it up to the side, I can walk my bike right off. And again, once you get heavier and heavier bikes, I really like how this U-frame works, so I can just step right in and step right away. So mounting it is also going to be just as easy, because you're not going to have too much to worry about there. Bringing these arms in too becomes really, really quick. Something that I might recommend too, if you are really worried about these arms making any kind of contact with the vehicle, you could go ahead and start utilizing these strips to hold them in. However, they don't really have the longest of reach, so they're not the greatest at it, but it can just be a quick way of making sure we don't have any contact. Well, one quick thing we want to get out of the way, though, is our clearance. We don't want our bikes to have any kind of contact with the ground as we go along. So let's go ahead and see from the ground to the end of our carrier here is putting us right at about 20 1/4 inches there to the very end of our arm system there. So not going to be the worst length that I've ever seen out of this. You are getting a pretty nice rise in that inner assembly, but just keep in mind as those front wheels go down, go up, the back will go down, and so will your hitch-mounted accessories. So something to be conscious of if you have a very steep incline, or if you're getting crazy and do a little off-roading in the spare time. Well, another important dimension to keep in mind, though, is our length. Any hitch-mounted accessory, definitely going to be adding some to our vehicle. Pathfinder, not the longest, not the shortest vehicle out there, so let's go ahead and see what we're working with here. From the rear of our bumper to the very end here is putting us right at 36.5 inches there from the back of our vehicle. Definitely a pretty sizable increase there, especially for only 2 bikes. However, we can go ahead and actually shorten that down in a relatively quick manner. We're going to come right back to that lever system. Since I don't have any bikes here, I'm just going to go ahead and press on it like so. And instead of allowing it to tilt down, I'm going to walk it up right into position. Again, no pins or clips. You'll love to see that. And in here, you're going to have very little to no play. The only thing I'd watch out for, these guys don't have the greatest resistance. Now, when they are just kind of moving around, I don't think they're going to be too much of a bother for ourselves. It's just something that I'd definitely be conscious of. On the inside here, we can go ahead and see exactly what we're working with. From the rear of our bumper to our closest point of our carrier is putting us at 5.5 inches there on that inset of the cradle. So pretty good space in between our vehicle and our carrier. And from the bumper to the very end, to see with how much space we shaved down, is putting us at 13.75 inches from the rear of our bumper. So already 20 inches or more has been shaved down for ourselves. Now we can at least get this in the garage, or at least a lot more maneuverability when we want to go ahead and park this guy wherever we might be. Moving our way to the bottom though, we've already kind of covered our little lever here. I think you guys can see how nice that is to work with. On the inside, you are going to see that 1.25 inch shank that we mentioned with that 2-inch converter. And we are utilizing that 2-inch hitch today. Now on the inside here, we just have a little alignment pin, nothing too crazy going on here, just has a little retaining clip holding it in place. The real work is coming from this little guy right here up front. Now this guy's pretty awesome, as it is your anti-rattle device. So as I tighten this down, it's tightening the cam in the inside of our receiver and bringing our carrier in line with our vehicle. So as you guys can see, as I shake this, it's shaking the entirety of the vehicle. That means there's no play on here. It makes it a nicer, smooth ride for ourselves, our bike rack, but especially our bikes. But it doesn't just stop there. This guy has a very tool-specific entry, and tool is needed to utilize it. So what's great about it, it is an included security measure, as you will need a specialized tool to actually get this guy off. So nice that we get that little bit of capability, and that's one less locking core that we have to worry about. Well, I think the Transfer is an excellent carrier. You know, you're getting a great little system. That U-frame is definitely unique, makes it really easy to start loading those up. Now, I'm a bigger fan of when it is at that 60-pound capacity. So if you guys have a 2-inch hitch, I definitely recommend looking at it, because I don't think we can really beat it. You're getting the entire same system with 20 more pounds capacity per bike, which is pretty hard to beat. Well, again, the Transfer looks extremely well as well. Kuat always doing a good job making sure they look good on the back of our vehicles. Well, I think that about does it for our look at the Kuat Transfer V2 here on our 2015 Nissan Pathfinder. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.